Using thought to analyze reality is illusion. If preoccupied with victory and defeat, all will be lost. The secret of swordsmanship is lightning slashes the spring wind, says swordsman Yamoaka Tesshu. Master Yamoaka Tesshu says these exact words when attained profound enlightenment at the age of 45. To truly understand what it means, lightning slashes the spring wind and appreciate the state of no enemy. We have to see the fascinating, detailed account of Tesshu's remarkable life and how he achieved all this. Tesshu has been called the modern Miyamoto Musashi, master swordsman, calligrapher, and Zen practitioner. Yamoaka Tesshu is a seminal figure in Japanese martial arts history. Master Tesshu, known for her superhuman feats of endurance, he is known for his keen perception in life-threatening situations, to his skillful handling of military affairs during the politically volatile era of early 19th century Japan. Yamoaka Tesshu was an outstanding figure of the turbulent era that marked the birth of modern Japan. In the public sphere, Tesshu negotiated with Saigo Takamori and arranged for the peaceful transfer of power from the old order to the new. As an individual student of the ways, Tesshu attained profound enlightenment at the age of 45 and realized the inner principles of swordsmanship, Zen, and calligraphy. Thereafter, Tesshu was like Miyamoto Musashi, passing one's days without attachment to any particular way. Book of Five Rings. Tesshu too became an extraordinarily versatile and prolific master, a peerless swordsman who established the No Sword School, a wise and compassionate Zen teacher in the Tekisui tradition, and an unrivaled calligrapher who gathered all things of heaven and earth in his brush. Master Tesshu was far from then a talented swordsman. In addition to being among the finest calligraphers of any age, Tesshu is one of the greatest of all enlightened Buddhist laymen. Even though the era in which Tesshu lived was nearly as violent as that of Musashi, however, Tesshu never resorted to the ruthless cut the enemy down by any means tactics of Musashi. Instead, Tesshu believed in disarming his opponents with the power of no sword. In the 20th century, practice of Tesshu's 3-Do transcends national barriers. These are the way of the sword, the way of Zen, and the way of the brush. Tesshu life teaching says, what is significant will endure, what is not will perish. Whatever Tesshu took up, no matter how minor, he gave it his all. Tesshu used to engage himself in thousands upon thousands of contests with the best swordsmen of Japan. He never relaxed his warrior's bearing, not even in the bathroom or when asleep. Accidentally awakened by a friend one night, Tesshu, who slept with his practiced sword, was on his feet in an instant counterattacking. One day, however, the confident, 28-year-old demon, met his match in Asari Gimi Yoshiaki, master swordsman of the Nakanishi Haito Ryu. As soon as Tesshu learned that his renowned swordsman was in town, he applied for a contest. The arrangements were made and the two swordsmen came together. The contest lasted half a day. Tesshu attacked furiously, but Asari turned aside each blow, keeping Tesshu at bay the entire time. Finally, they came together in a clinch, their swords locked at the handles. Tesshu used his superior height and weight to knock Asari to the floor. Asari got up and they faced each other in the middle of the hall. "What do you think about this match?" Asari asked Tesshu. "It was a tough fight, but luckily I was able to win," Tesshu replied proudly. "No, I am the winner," Asari asserted. "You are mistaken, I won," Tesshu maintained. "Just before you knocked me down, I scored a clean strike against your chest protector." "That's impossible. I didn't feel a thing." "Check your chest protector." Tesshu did so and discovered 3 broken bamboo strips on the protector. Tesshu, refusing to believe he had lost, shouted indignantly, "These marks were made by insects, and I never noticed them before." Later that day, Tesshu's brother-in-law, Daishu, a witness to the contest, visited Tesshu's home and told him, "You know, Asari was telling you the truth." "Yes," Tesshu confessed, "I realized that myself." As was the custom in those days, Tesshu became the disciple of the one who defeated him. Asari was even more intimidating in regular practice. The first time the two faced each other with wooden swords, Tesshu was unable to put Asari on the defensive. In fact, Asari, half Tesshu's size and 12 years older, repeatedly forced Tesshu all the way back to the wall of the training hall. Asari's kiai, spiritual force, was irresistible. Finally, Asari drove Tesshu right off the dojo into the street, knocked him down, and unceremoniously slammed the door in his face. Whenever Tesshu closed his eyes, he would see Asari standing before him like a mountain, bearing down on the bewildered trainee. Troubled by this constant vision, Tesshu redoubled his efforts, double in the training hall and on the meditation cushion. Seeing Tesshu in such state, Zen Master Gano advised him, "If an opponent frightens or confuses you, it means you lack true insight," and gave Zen Kuan to solve that is originally not one thing exists, Onroi Muichibutsu, and nothing will obstruct you. Kuan, it's a paradoxical anecdote or riddle without solution, used in Zen Buddhism to demonstrate the inadequacy of logical reasoning and invoke enlightenment. Even though Tesshu managed to solve this koan after 10 years of contemplation, he still could not shake the perplexing apparition. Tesshu consulted with Tekisui, abbot of Tenrui-ji, who presented the swordsman with this koan originally taken from Tozan's 5 ranks that says, "When two flashing swords meet, there is no place to escape. Move on coolly like a lotus flower blooming in the midst of a roaring fire, and forcefully pierce the heavens." This is what we mean by mutual integration. A true practitioner moves without hesitation, through the confusion and chaos of the sensual world, avoiding all duality. Every minute for the next 3 years, Tesshu butted his head against this Kwan. During breaks in conversation, Tesshu would cross two pipes, trying to figure out the problem. While eating, he put his chopsticks together like two swords. Tesshu always kept a pair of wooden swords near his bed. If a possible solution presented itself at night, Tesshu would jump out of the bed and ask his wife to grab a sword and confront him. Finally, in his 45th year, the many years of hard training and ceaseless introspection culminated in Tesshu's great enlightenment. On the morning of March 30, 1880, as Tesshu sat in Zazen, that is Zen meditation, usually conducted in the lotus position, the meaning of Tekisui's Kwan revealed itself. He lost all senses of time and space. Asari's threatening sword vanished, and Tesshu says, "For years I forged my spirit through the study of swordsmanship, confronting every challenge steadfastly. The walls surrounding me suddenly crumbled like pure dew, reflecting the world in crystal clarity. Total awakening has now come." That same morning, Tesshu went to Asari's dojo to test his awakening. As soon as Asari crossed swords with Tesshu, he knew his disciple had realized the state of no enemy. Asari withdrew his sword and declared, "You have arrived." It is said that after that, Asari officially designated Tesshu his successor as 13th headmaster of the Nakanishi Ha-Ito Ryu, and Asari never picked up a sword again. Shortly thereafter, Tesshu established the Mutu Ryo. Mutu literally means no sword. Was not a new concept. Tesshu considered himself a restorer rather than an innovator. His favorite question from the Confucian Analectics was, "Do not make up your own teachings and cherish the way of the ancients." And his system Ryu was firmly based in the tradition of the past. Although Tesshu had a small makeshift dojo on his property, once he found the Mutu Ryo, a larger training hall was needed. Tesshu used his retirement fund from the government to construct a hall. He named it Shumpukan. Tesshu's Shumpukan, kan means hall, was not merely a gym where one learned to hit others over the head with a stick. It was a holy place of the way, where the spirit was forged and awakening fostered. Master Tesshu Great Learning says, "Swordsmanship should lead to the heart of things, where one can directly confront life and death." According to Tesshu, in the recent times, swordsmanship has become a mere pastime with no bearing of matters of importance. In order to counter this tendency, Tesshu says, "I have instituted a 1-week 1,400 match training session, where initially the swordsman will find the contests similar to regular training. However, as the number of consecutive matches pile up, it will assume the dimensions of a fight to the finish. One must rely on spiritual strength." Swordsman Tesshu says, "This is real swordsmanship. If single-minded determination is absent, one will never advance regardless of the years spent in training. Thus, one have to establish this special method of training to test the resolve of his strong will and firm determination. Fortify your spirit and throw yourself into this practice, and the way will be yours." Perhaps one of the most enduring aspects of Tesshu's legacy was his dedication to rigorous training and spiritual growth. He believed in pushing one's limit, and he introduced a challenging regimen that involved 1,000 matches in a week. This training wasn't just about physical prowess, it was about testing and strengthening one's resolve. In the conclusion, Yamoaka Tesshu's life and teachings serve as a beacon for those seeking mastery in martial arts and spirituality. His no short philosophy, his profound enlightenment, and his unwavering commitment to rigorous training continue to inspire practitioners around the world.